Welcome everyone. My name is Pimm. I'm the technical lead of Fin. Fin is yes, there we go. Fin is a startup funded by ING, and ING is one of the largest banks in the Netherlands. And our CEO Rolf Hamers once said, we want to be a tech company with a banking license. And with everything that we do on a daily basis, we tend to keep that in mind. And it also helped us to tell you the story about Fin, banking of things. All of this started with a vision. And our vision is that we want to be the global standard for IoT transactions. And although this is a beyond banking horizon free ID, which means that we have a time span still 5 to 10 years, why do we want to be this? Well, I don't have to tell you guys, but Internet of Things, it's booming, it's skyrocketing. Everything is connected or will become connected. From your door lock to your fridge, everything. Gartner estimated that by 2020, which is already in 6 months from now, we will have 20.4 billion connected devices. Even if this number is a couple of billion off, it's still a ridiculously large number. And if we, as Fin, can get into a small percentage of those devices, we will have one large customer base. This is no home of the future, and I'm pretty sure that a lot of you can identify themselves with what you're seeing here. A connected television set, connected lamps, connected thermostat, maybe even a connected smart speaker that listens into all your conversations nowadays. And it's not unlikely to think that these things have to make payments on your behalf very quickly. Think about your fridge. Think about the new model for Netflix. And maybe these things also need to make payments amongst themselves. And that is where Fin comes into play. What is Fin? Fin enables any connected IoT device to perform autonomous transactions on your behalf in a secure manner. Because we're funded by a bank, we tend to take security very seriously. We are a platform to monetize your IoT solutions. And as a good analogy, I always take this picture, and I don't know who knows here what this is, but this is a mobile rocket launcher platform from NASA. And why I think it's a great analogy, it doesn't really matter what type of rocket you're going to put on that mobile rocket launching platform, they will shoot it into space for you. If it's this one or that one, I'm pretty sure they can even shoot a car into space. And I think we can do something similar with our platform. It doesn't matter what type of IoT device you're going to bring, or you have, or you're about to develop. I'm pretty sure if you bring it, we can enable it on our platform and make it monetize your IoT proposition. So we started out a little over 2 years ago, which is not so long. We had a handful of people, fanatics, enthusiasts, who wanted to develop this thing together with me in the team. And before we knew it, we had a great core component. And from that core component, we derived other things. You see that we have web portals, IoT SDKs, integration with many different payment service providers, mobile applications, mobile SDKs. We have that all to make your lives easier, to help you monetize your IoT proposition. I want to highlight the IoT SDKs, and I want to explain why do we have them. We have them to help you guys kickstart your IoT proposition onto our Fin platform. We've built them for easy integration, optimized them for proper battery life, low bandwidth, anything you can think of we did. We created a C, Node.js, Python, Swift, and an Android Things version of them because we believe with those 5 SDKs we can cover a very broad spectrum of hardware out there. We are not a hardware company, we are a software company. But hardware is close to our heart, and we tend to look at everything that is out there in the market. And it's difficult to create a slide with hardware, open hardware, IoT hardware, because it's changing every day. But what we believe is, we look at the market, we see what's going on, we tend to get the hardware into our office, run our SDKs on there, and if it doesn't work, we modify it in such a way that it will work. We want to cover a very large base of hardware. All of our SDKs are freely available on GitHub. Everything is open source, and you can easily find it through our documentation pages on makingthingsfin.com. Open source, we really believe in that because I work together with a group of talented people every day, great engineers, great business people, and I really believe that we've built something great that can cover a lot of use cases. But I also know that there are better and more talented people out there with different types of use cases. And with your help, we can really build the next big thing. Check out our SDKs, see if there's a match with your platform, and if not, fork the code, modify it in such a way that it works. Send a pull request back, and we would be happy to review it and merge it back into our code base. And you might not see it here, but what I see here is a couple of our repositories, our team working very, very hard on it. But I also see people that I do not know, people who forked the code, who did that code change, and who fired back to us a pull request, and we merged it back. So we are happy to say that we are also community driven. From left to right, we have web-facing portals, which you use to configure our system, and I'll show those to you in a bit. We got IoT SDKs, we have mobile SDKs, and we got companion app, white label companion app. That mobile SDK is there for a reason. Let's assume that you are a car manufacturer here, and you already have a mobile app. You do not want to give your customers yet another application, our application, no. You take our mobile SDK, implement it into your own app, and you supercharge your app with our platform. Respectable they are for the suppliers, the makers, and the end user, and I will highlight them one by one. But please consider these as building blocks. Not every component will fit one-on-one onto your proposition, but if you mix and match them in the right way, and where it doesn't match, change the open source code, I am super sure that we will come up with something great together. What do you need to get started? You can get started right now. Go to our website and sign up. You need a mobile application or a mobile device to run our mobile app. IoT hardware. Well, IoT hardware is a broad thing, but think about Raspberry Pis, ESP, Arduinos, or maybe a car or farmhouses that I saw earlier. Anything that we can make smart, we consider an IoT device. And you need a bank account or a credit card. We accept every bank account. We're not limited to ING. We like orange, green, and rainbow. We don't discriminate. But let's assume that you have a lot of IoT devices all over the world. You have a set-top box that you sell in Africa. In North Europe, you have a set of car washes, and maybe near the Bahamas, you rent out those fancy boats. Maybe coffee machines in the States, and you want to monetize them with our platform in a way. How would you go about it? Well, it all starts with a great idea or a use case if you already have the idea. And that idea or use case you need to translate into an action. Actions can be triggered, and triggered actions are converted into billable events, which we then later can deduct from an end customer. Here is a simplified overview on how you would do that. Let's assume that we create a new payment action, which is called pay-per-use, because our end customer is going to do something, and we want to use a pay-per-use strategy there. You fill in the portal, as you see right here, you give it some information, some metadata if you like. Metadata can be anything. In this case, I just gave it some coordinates, and that should be right about here. When you save it, you will get an action ID, and that action ID is a unique identifier, unique in the world for your action. And that then will be linked to all the devices that you own, all the devices that are FIN enabled through our SDKs already. Every device will be updated through the FIN network, and now has access to that action. And all your end customers can subscribe to that action. So let's take the example of the excavator. Typically, excavators you rent, and you rent them for a longer period in time, and you use them for on a building site or whatever. But let's just see if we can turn that whole thing around, that business model around. Let's create a pay-per-use excavator. I would really like that idea actually. How would we go about? We retrofit the excavator with a couple of additional sensors perhaps. We download our SDK to it, we configure the proper actions. We have a bucket, a dipper, and a boom. Yes, I did a little bit of reading on that thing. And those are the things that you use a lot. So as an end user, I will get my mobile application, I'll pair the excavator to my account. And when I've done that, I'm basically ready to go. I could potentially unlock the door, step in, use the excavator, and while I am digging my new hot tub in the backyard, I see events coming in on the left. We're using the dipper, the boom, and the bucket. Those all have corresponding actions in our backend, and those are all triggered by, for example, the CON bus of the excavator. You see the queue filling up with microtransactions. They can be as low as 1/10 of a cent. Here they are a little bit higher, 2 cents, 25 cents, and we just accumulate them over time. These are not real-time payment, we bank them. When you're done at a specific moment in time, or when the transactions become really high, that can also be, it's time to settle and slice. And this is really a unique part of our system, because settling and slicing is something that takes a lot of work away from makers. We will make sure that we will get the full amount, in this case is €1.24, from the end customer, and we will slice it 4 different ways. It's very common that an excavator has an owner, someone who does the maintenance, someone who's a supplier, maybe for the oil, the grease, and other stuff. But you could also have an investor. Let's call him investor Y in this case. And they all want a piece of that pie. If the thing is used, we will slice those amounts to all those people involved automatically through a set of predefined rules by the maker in our portals. And everyone will get a slice of the pie through the fee network. And the end user, he will be very happy because he will see at the end of the month nicely a couple of transaction lines, what he did, how often he used it, what it cost, and the total amounts. And this is not only for the excavator. Once you're onboarded on the fee network, you can use it everywhere. You can use it for an excavator, in your car washing, etc. So, for who are we building this? For makers. And who is a maker? Everyone. A maker is that guy, an engineer, an IoT enthusiast. But I actually believe it's everyone right here on the floor right now. Everyone who wants to turn their business around to do a pay-per-use business model. And if you're not there yet, we can still help you, we can inspire you. And we make this for suppliers. Suppliers are the people who offer services or products to makers, then they can sell it through their IoT appliances. But all of it would of course be useless if we do not have end users. End users are the people who use your products, your product that you build on top of the Pimm platform. And it can be anyone, any one of us again. So, we want to be, for example, in your car. We want to Pimm enable it. We want to be in your refrigerator. We want to be in your lamps. We want to be everywhere. And we want to be there connectivity agnostic. Either it's Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, LoRaWAN, 5G, if it's ever going to happen. It doesn't really matter. We want to be able to use everything. And let's take the example of the fridge one more time. So, I know smart fridges are something of the future, right? But it's not going to be long before our fridge is going to order our groceries, our milk, our butter, anything that we want. To clarify, we will not be the company making that. That most likely will be a partnership between LG, Samsung, and your local grocery store. We will be the company that facilitates the payment for that in a secure manner, autonomously, on your behalf, with your consent. And to prove that, we've done numbers of pilots, many pilots, and there are a couple that I want to highlight. We did a very cool pilot with a company that sells olive oil, and they did it in a traditional way. They had a subscription-based model. At the end of the month, they deducted the next amount of your account, and you would get new oil. Didn't really matter if you used it or not. But we knew we could change it around. We made the bottle smart. At the bottom of the olive oil bottle, there is a sensor that measures the amount of fluid in there. This is not rocket science, but it was a challenge though. But no rocket science. It measures the amount of liquid still in there. And if it's about to run out, we're going to order new olive oil and send it to you already. But before it's sent to you, it's already paid for you in a secure manner, autonomously. We sent you a push notification, hey, your olive oil is on the way. And it was actually pretty cool. If it arrives at your house, it's on your doorstep, but they put it in some kind of plastic hard case, pretty much like a DVD box, so you wouldn't break it when you step on it when you get into the house. Something else that I would like to explain is a different use case. There's a company, it's near Amsterdam, and they sell air filters, and they sell it for retail locations or houses. And what they do is these filters, they purify the air all the time. And this guy was basically just waiting all the time for a new order to come in. And we figured we can do it a bit smarter. Let's change this business model around and let's let him sell clean air as a service. We took some low-cost hardware and we were measuring the air quality, the VOC and the CO2, and if we saw it going up, We just set to the machine, work harder, purify the air, clean the air, and if that didn't work over time and we kept measuring, we could determine that the filters were saturated. And if that was the case, we could order new filters already and they would be on your doorstep. As a cool bonus for the suppliers, we could add the maintenance guy as well. So you don't have to put in the filters yourself because they're greasy and dirty, and that guy would do that for you. So instead of the owner of the company waiting for new orders to come in, he was now selling clean air as a service, and he was selling filters all the time. Something else which was super cool is we supercharged a car from a large German car manufacturer. Yes. We all have been there. We went on a holiday or we were just driving in our own country and we reached a toll booth. You have to open the window, put in your credit card or pay cash, and yes, there's also a video pass available, but it's also subscription based, and I think that's super annoying. So we turned that around. We now autonomously pay for toll roads with your car. Since we put our SDK in the car, and I think it's worth mentioning that we didn't put additional hardware in the car, we had a lot of control over it, or at least a lot of information. We knew where you are, and we knew where you were going, because most likely you were using the GPS system of the car, the navigation system, and we knew that you were about to hit the toll road. And just before the toll road would be there, we would trigger an action saying pay for the toll booth. That would happen instantaneously. The video system would detect your license plate and open the gate, and you can speed through. So this demo, this use case doesn't only apply to tollways, but also to charging, parking, etc. The sky is the limit. A car is an IoT device on wheels, and the next example shows this as well. It's something that is super cool because I think we all like our cars clean, and sometimes it's difficult. I go to the car wash a couple times a week, and what I don't like is to get out of the car, buy the ticket, select the same program again, and we can do that smarter. So we introduced something else. We retrofitted a car wash with a smart camera from a partner and introduced basically paper plate. So we now onboard your car through the license plate on the free network. You gave it the authorization in combination with the camera to pay for your car wash. You only have to select your washing program once. You can just speed through the washing street and you pay as you go. I really hope that some of these ideas inspire you or spark an idea or make you think, and if it is the case, I really encourage you to check out our dev kit. And even if it's not the case, also encourage you to check out our dev kit, because this is a very easy way to get familiar with our platform. In this little Fin development kit is everything that you need if you do not have the hardware to get started with our platform. It has a lot of different variety of sensors which you can use, air quality sensors, peer motion sensors, etc. No soldering skills required, it's plug and play, it's available at the booth right over there, or you can go to our website and order one, and you can use it. Join our workshops. Occasionally we give workshops here in Amsterdam or around Europe. Join them, and together we can discuss your company, your use cases, and see if Fin fits on that. Because if we do this thing together, we can make our platform better than it already is. Please join our Slack channel and join the conversation. Let's talk about IoT in general. Let's talk about what monetization for IoT means for you, how we can help. Join our Slack, join our community. Look at our website, makethingsfin.com, and see some of the additional use cases that are there. See what it can mean for your business. Because we are taking this thing to the moon and back, and hopefully together with you, make it a great success. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Pimm, for that interesting presentation. Does anyone have any questions for Pimm on his presentation of enabling devices to pay? No? Alright, they may carry it offline.